I read John Green's Looking for Alaska, published in 2005. Our protagonist, Miles Holter, is a 16-year-old junior, though he's given the name Pudge by his friends. He's the type of guy who loves video games and is hopeless at sports. He memorizes famous people's last words. His roommate, Chip Martin, is also known as the Colonel, and he's also a junior. He grew up in a trailer with his mother after his father abandoned him. Alaska Young is basically a Manic Pixie dream girl. She's mostly just sexy and moody. She breaks into other people's rooms, and she's a feminist. She even has a tragic backstory about her mother dying of a brain aneurysm after spending a great day with her at the zoo. Takumi is a Japanese boy who loves hip-hop. Lara is a Romanian girl. She dates Miles for some time, though I have no idea what she likes about him. Mr. Sarnes, also known as the Eagle, is the Dean of Students. The structure here is pretty unique. There aren't any actual chapters. Instead, the first section is labeled 136 days before. And the last section is labeled 136 days after. Not every day is included, but you're often left wondering, 136 days before what? Miles Holter moves to Culver Creek Preparatory School in Alabama, and he befriends Chip, Alaska, and Takumi. They attend classes, they smoke cigarettes, and drink alcohol. They seek romance. Halfway through the book, we finally find out what the sections are counting down toward. It's the death of Alaska. After consuming too much alcohol, she crashes her car into a police cruiser. The boys spend the second half of the book wondering if it was an accident or a suicide, and they never really get a definitive answer. The second half of the book just feels so tonally different from the first half. The text is trying to be insightful and poignant about death, but it doesn't really land for me. It sounds more like a teenager who likes philosophy and thinks he sounds really profound, though he doesn't. I don't know how much of that is intentional character building, and how much of that is just the voice of the author, John Green. The main cast seems so unaware of their own privilege. They hate the weekend warriors, who are the kids who can return home every weekend to their families. But there's very little difference between our main cast and these weekend warriors. They are all privileged to attend a preparatory school. They're all privileged to take cosmopolitan classes about world religions and the French language. I'm a little surprised this book came out of John Green. I haven't watched that many of his Vlog Brothers videos in a decade. When I hear his name, I think of a bland Midwestern dad who has preachy liberal ideas and a tendency to weep on camera about his mental illnesses. When I see his face, I kind of want to punch him. Don't you want to punch this face too? Don't you? This book feels very specific to Gen X. The cast are preoccupied with pulling pranks and never ratting each other out. The dangers of driving drunk feels pretty Gen X too. Fewer kids today are drinking alcohol, and even fewer kids are getting their driver's licenses at all. This book feels like it would have been outdated in 2005, let alone in 2024. Apparently this book was banned from libraries for its portrayal of a blowjob, but I didn't find it that offensive. It might have been disgusting to me and to other people in 2005, but we're a long way from 2005. I've seen a lot of dark things since 2005. It's really not offensive to read about a blowjob. This book is more offensive for just being lame. I give this book a 5 out of 10.